Let's imagine for a moment that you've grown a property portfolio of 5 properties in the next 5 years. Well, let's give you a little bit more time than that. What about 5 properties in, say, 10 years, each with an average value of around $600,000? Then that's a portfolio of $3 million worth of property. Imagine that house prices in Australia continue to grow at 10% roughly on average per annum as they have over the last 75 years. Then once you've got your 5 properties, that's $300,000 of capital growth that they would be giving you on average per year. Obviously some years would be better, some years not quite so good. But just imagine how you would feel at the end of that once you had your 5 properties under your belt. Imagine the learning that you will have enjoyed. Imagine the challenges that you will have overcome. Imagine the fears that you would have broken through and moved forward with action. Today, we are continuing on our series of how to build an infinite property portfolio after one of my clients asked what holds most people back. Last week, in this video, we covered the first and one of the most important foundations of building an infinite property portfolio, and that was to always be investing in positively geared property. Property that, even in the face of these higher interest rates that we have at the moment, is still putting money in your pocket. And so in that video, we spoke about the recent property that we arranged in the booming city of Perth, which was $700,000 for a brand new 4-bedroom house with a 2-bedroom villa attached to it. $700,000, and it's putting $950 of rent into that landlord's pocket every week, which is fantastic. It means it's still positively geared even in the face of these higher interest rates. So today we're going to talk about the next important foundation to building an infinite property portfolio, and that is to work with flexible lenders. Now, since the banking system was deregulated over the last 10 or 20 years, lending options in Australia have become much more flexible. Now, today I just wanted to quickly run through the different options that people have in that regard. Now, at the top are the major banks. These are the ones that are on the street corners, on the high street. We all know them, the Commonwealth banks, the Westpacs of this world. They are the most risk averse, and they offer borrowers the least amount of flexibility. They are looking for the people with a good-looking payslip and a good-looking tax return and plenty of deposit. If you qualify for them, then great, we can move forward with them. However, there are lots of other lending options out there for people who are looking to build their property portfolio where a major bank is likely to stop you. What we're looking at is these other banks, these other lenders today. So next cab off the rank is non-major banks. Think Heritage Bank, think ME Bank, think lots of other lenders like that who are basically more competitive because they need to be in order to attract a business away from the people that would normally go to the major banks. So they have slightly more flexible underwriting criteria and a slightly more can-do attitude than a major bank does. Next, we have the non-bank lenders. Think Pepper Home Loans, think Liberty Financial. They don't have all of the same rules and regulations that the banks have to adhere to. So as a result of that, they can be more flexible than the major banks and the non-major banks can be. And last but by no means least, we have the peer-to-peer lenders. One peer-to-peer lender that comes to mind is a company called Funding. I think their website is funding.com.au. So this is where they have on one side of the board people who have borrowing requirements that are outside mainstream lending criteria. And on the other side, they have people who have a risk appetite to be able to lend to these people expecting a higher rate of return. Now, that's all fine because that might mean that the borrower gets the job done and the lender receives the higher rate of return that they're looking for. Obviously, as we move from the major banks to the peer-to-peer lenders, the interest rate is likely to go up a little bit. But in consideration of our greater picture, that is likely to be fine. In other words, if you're paying 7% instead of the current major bank rate, which is around 5.5%, 6%, then if it means you moving forward with the building of your property portfolio as opposed to hitting a roadblock, then that could be fine. The other thing that I wanted to quickly mention is that as we move towards the non-bank lenders and the peer-to-peer lenders, self-employed people have a lot more options with those people as well. And that's because some of them, for example, Pepper Home Loans, you can basically what they call self-certify your income, which means that they may not need to see your financials and tax returns. What they want to see though will be an accountant's declaration in terms of what you're earning. So that could provide you with a lot more flexibility. So these are all solutions that we're turning to at the moment in these times of increased interest rates. Are you currently challenged as far as the higher interest rates are concerned, and perhaps looking for some new solutions as far as that's concerned in terms of either increasing the income coming from the property or decreasing the cost involved in keeping it? Well, certainly put some comments below and let's see if we can't all help each other in that regard. Certainly here at Liberty, we're all about helping people to move forward in terms of their wealth creation through property investment. And I just wanted to share this second foundation, and soon we will be back with the third one as well. So stand by for that and look forward to seeing you then.